How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the Crypto Unveiled channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking at my top 5 cryptocurrency picks for the year of 2024. I believe that all the cryptocurrencies on this list today have great features and have huge potential to blow up in the near future. Make sure you guys do watch the whole video because I'll be going over, of course, 5 separate cryptocurrencies. And of course, make sure you stay to the end of the video because I'll be going over my #1 top pick for the year of 2024. Of course, if you guys aren't subscribed, make sure you do hit that subscribe button as I post daily crypto content. And of course, guys, like I said in every video, this is not financial advice. This is only for entertainment purposes. Make sure you go out and do your own research and come to your own conclusion before investing into any coins that I mentioned in my videos. With that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. At number 5 on the list, we have got Hedera, or H-bar for short. As you can see, that Hedera is currently trading at just over 5 cents per coin. It's up 8% on the day, and it's got over a fully diluted market cap of over 2.6 billion. So as you can see, it's a very well-established coin at, a very high market cap. And as we get into the features here in a second, you'll understand a little bit about the actual coin. If we go over to the official website, or you can head over to hedera.com, you can see what actually is Hedera. So Hedera is all about powering native Web3 ecosystems and institutional applications for the next generation of the web, which is of course Web 3.0. You've also got here the open source public ledger, and of course it's got all the different use cases of it. You can see that H-bar, you can see it's got loads of transactions in the last 24 hours, so it's been actively used. It's got a low consensus finality, and the average cost per transaction is extremely low, as well as the average kilowatt per hour per transaction, which is very nice to see in the crypto space. Of course, they are responsibly governed, decentralized network, of course, and it also shows all the different companies which they are already partnered with, which is huge, guys. I mean, they've already partnered with massive companies such as Google, LG, Boeing, Ubisoft, all these different companies, extremely huge. It says a little bit more about Hedera here and goes into a bit more detail about it. So it's an open source proof of stake public ledger that utilizes leaderless hash graph consensus algorithm, and it's governed by basically their own unique algorithm. If we scroll down a bit further here, you can see that they've got loads of different use cases and ecosystems. So they've got payments, DeFi, NFTs, sustainability, decentralized logs, decentralized identity. And of course, you guys know that, of course, payments, DeFi, and decentralized identity are huge things in cryptocurrencies, as many different companies as well as cryptos are starting to implement KYC. It's becoming a very important part of crypto and companies. If we head over to Twitter here, you can see that they've just got under 300,000 followers. So a very well built up Twitter page, and they are also keeping very active on it as well, which is very nice to see. The next cryptocurrency on the list, so in the number 4 spot, is of course going to be a coin called Casper. I've done a few previous videos about Casper, and I'm super bullish on Casper. They've got a fully diluted market cap of just under $850 million, and the 24-hour volume is just over 20.5 million, and you can see that the price per coin is just under 3 cents. Of course, the coin is up as well, just over 8% on the day, which is also very nice to see. If we scroll down and look at the chart here, you can see that on the recently it's been on a fair decent incline in price. Had a little bit of a drop, but it's steadily actually starting to increase back up again. If we go over to the official Casper page, we can explore a little bit more about what actually is Casper. So basically, to put Casper very simply, Casper is basically trying to be the next Bitcoin. So as you guys know, Bitcoin, when it's first released, of course it was meant to be used for payments and transactions. Of course, as Bitcoin aged throughout the years, we would have seen that, of course, a lot of people do not see Bitcoin as a great use case for payments and transactions anymore, whereas they now see Bitcoin more as like a store of value, like gold. They just basically put their money in and hope the price of Bitcoin actually goes up. What Casper is trying to do is basically trying to be the modern age Bitcoin. So as you can see here, Casper is the fastest open source, decentralized and fully scalable layer 1 in the world. So I mean, it's got all these different achievements about it, and of course with it being the #1 in each of these different, very key buzzwords you see in cryptocurrencies, I believe that Casper has the potential to go very far. If we can scroll down a bit more into Casper here, you can see that the Casper key features, it's got the fastest transactions combined with the fully confirmed transactions in 10 seconds. Of course, this makes Casper ideal for everyday transactions. It's also got instant confirmation. So as you can see here, Casper was designed to be hundreds of times faster than Bitcoin. Again, just linking it back to Bitcoin, it's basically trying to be the modern day Bitcoin. And of course, guys, scalability, which is a huge thing in cryptocurrency. Sorry, basically, if a coin is not scalable, it will not be, it will not be useful, because of course, as the coin starts to gain more and more traction and people investing it and using the coin needs to be scalable to cater for all these new people coming in. If we do head over to the Casper Twitter page here, you can see that they've just got over 64,000 followers, and again, keeping very active and got a very strong team behind Casper as well. Like I said, super bullish on Casper coin. The next coin on the list, so in number 3 place, is Joystream. Again, I've done a few videos in the past on Joystream, and again, super bullish on Joystream. And if we look at the market cap here, you can see that we are super early into Joystream with under $2.5 million fully diluted market cap. I believe that Joystream is a super good pick if you do want to get into a low market cap coin, which has a huge potential to blow up. You can see the 24-hour volume is just over $38,000, so again, super low, and the price per coin is a fifth of a penny, up 3% on the day. If we look at the last 7 days, you can see, or if we look at the last day, sorry, you can see that it's had quite a big jump, big spike, as of course I believe that the crypto market at this time of recording actually is spiking up a bit, because as I'm recording this video, it is around the time that XRP actually did win the lawsuit. But if we look at the month chart, you can see that they had a huge spike at the start. However, they've been, they've dropped down since then and been fairly stagnant. And you might be asking why, and that is, of course, because they did actually release not so long ago. And like you guys know, with many cryptocurrencies, after release, they tend to spike up a little bit. However, then a lot of investors do start to, sell off their coins, which is, a very common thing in cryptocurrency. And I'm not worried about Joystream at all. If we go over to the Joystream official website here, you can see that the main slogan for Joystream is the streaming platform empowering, and of course, loads of different people. So that is basically what Joystream is. They are basically a platform or blockchain which developers can actually develop and build apps on the actual network, and you can see here, one platform, multiple apps, and they're all about streaming. So the developers can come on here and build their own app, and basically what's so unique about this is each of these different streaming platforms on the Joystream network actually has a different use case. So each of these different streaming platforms, they are very similar to platforms such as YouTube or Rumble, and each single one of these apps has a different purpose for it. So as you can see here, Gleave, its sole focus is about Web3 and crypto content, and the other one that they've got currently is One.media, which is education, news and science. So as the coin starts to gain more hype and popularity, and more developers start to look at Joystream, I'm sure that more and more apps will start to be built, and each different app will have a different use case and have a specific niche on it, which I believe that is a super unique feature and super exciting for the future of Joystream. If we go over to their Twitter page here, you can see that they've got just over 60,000 followers, and again, keeping super active on the page. If you do actually go into the Joystream Discord, you can see that the team is super active, constantly replying to people, asking them questions, and I believe that having a strong team behind a cryptocurrency is super important. So that is another great key feature about Joystream. Hopping into the number 2 cryptocurrency on the list, this is going to be, of course, Flux coin. I did actually do a video very recently on Flux coin, so again, super bullish on Flux. Flux has been a very well established coin, and it's been out for quite a while now. You can see that it's been out since 2018 is when it first released onto the market. So that does build a great amount of confidence into developers, of course, because of course, with coins being out for a long time, the longer the time scale it out, the coin is actually out and has been developing, and the team is still around. Of course, that builds a lot more confidence into the investors that this coin is not going to just rug pull and disappear tomorrow. You can see that the fully diluted market cap is just over $190 million, with the 24-hour volume just under $12 million. You can see that the current price per Flux coin is actually 43 cents, and one of the main reasons why I'm so bullish on Flux coin, apart from of course the huge features that Flux coin actually does have, is that the price has actually already spiked up. In the last bull run we saw in 2021, Flux coin actually did hit over $3.10 per coin, which, you know, if we compare it to today's price, you can see that it's, you know, is extremely low compared to its all-time high. I believe that in the next bull run, Flux could easily break the all-time high for it, and I can definitely see Flux being worth over $4 per coin, especially as we'll get into in a second here. Look at the features of Flux coin. I believe that they have super great features that a lot of people are interested in, and of course that the features that Flux coin do actually promote are very scalable and very usable in the future for many different big companies. So yeah, if we head over to the actual official Flux website here, you can see that they've actually got a pop-up here, which I thought I'd actually leave on the screen here, because this is super important and super great for Flux to see. They have actually already partnered with a huge company, WordPress. I'm sure you guys would know about WordPress, and they're basically, you know, their WordPress is now runs on the Flux cloud, which is super huge news. I mean, you know, when you see cryptocurrencies partnering with already well-established big companies, you know, that are not to do with cryptocurrency, this is always really good to see, and I believe that Flux has a super great future. If we do actually look at what Flux actually is, it's all about building, you know, building apps on the Web 3.0 basically, and they're all about cloud storage and cloud computing. So basically, you can see here, if we go down here, country locations, they've got 78 country locations currently, with the most of their nodes being in Finland, and you can see that they've already got total nodes over 12,000, and the total RAM is over 253 terabytes. They've got over 95,000 total cores, and of course they're just talking about the next generation of the internet, which is of course going to be the Web 3.0, so read, write and own privacy. And one of the main features about this the Flux cloud is, of course, they've got a few here, so redundancy, security, decentralizations, and one of the main ones here we can see is low cost. Of course, when companies are actually looking at using Flux's services, of course one of the main things they will be looking at is of course cost, because there's no point using a service if the cost is going to be stupidly high and they are not going to be able to afford to run it. So of course, if we scroll down here, you can see that the Flux cloud estimated costs are fractions of other comparative companies. I mean, if we look at Google Cloud here, you can see that they're charging over $176 for the same service. AWS just under $80, and Azure over $116. You can see that Flux is offering the same service, exactly the same service, for under $4, which is just insanely cheap. I mean, if we just look at cost alone, I mean, why would companies not want to work with Flux? I mean, if we look at, you know, the big companies such as WordPress, which is already using Flux, and I still believe that Flux is in this very early stages of it. You know, why would big other companies not want to use Flux? I mean, if it's offering the same service and a fraction of the price, they could, you know, save costs and use it elsewhere in their companies. If we do go ahead and look at Flux on Twitter, you can see that they've got over 140,000 followers. So again, a very well established Twitter page, and again super active. As you can see here, 47 minutes ago their last post, and again their team is also very solid, which again I love to see in cryptocurrencies. Now finally guys, for the final coin of the video, my number one pick, which I'm sure all of you guys would have been waiting for. My number one pick is, of course, Verasity, or VRA for short. If we look at the fully diluted market cap of Verasity, you can see that it's just over, or it's actually fluctuating quite a lot here. So we just call it under $600 million, and it's got a 24-hour volume of over 13 million. Of course, it's up for the day, as basically, like I said earlier, most cryptocurrencies are, and it's currently trading at just half a penny, basically. And if we look at if we go to all-time chart here, you can see again, similar to coins like Flux, it was very stagnant, you know, and it's been out for a very long time again, which again builds a great amount of confidence into investors. It was stagnant for a very long time here, but then you can see, of course, in the 2021 bull run, it actually did go ahead and hit an all-time high of just over 8.5 cents per coin, which, I mean, if we compare it to, you know, just half a penny here, you can see that if Verasity does go ahead and hit its just, you know, hits the same as its all-time high in the next bull run, you know, investors will be in for a huge amount of gains. Of course, since the bull run, it did drop down and it's been fairly stagnant ever since then, but I see that Verasity, as we go over the features in a second here, the features and the problems that Verasity does actually solve are absolutely huge, and this is why it's number one on my list, just from the fact that it's got, you know, it's very, very solid coins, so it's been out for a long time, so it builds a great amount of confidence. It has a great potential to, you know, to blow up again in the next bull run, and the features and, like I said, the problems it solves are just huge. So if we go over to the Verasity, the official website, you can head over to verasity.io. Of course, I'll leave all the links to all the websites and all the coins down in the description down below. But basically what Verasity is all about, it's all about basically trying to combat the huge problem of basically digital advertising fraud. So if you guys didn't know, there's a huge problem at the moment with, like I said, advertising fraud. So a big one, like on YouTube, for example, basically people will actually start YouTube channels and will actually basically have fake views, basically. So they will actually buy bots or buy views to actually pump up their YouTube channel views, and of course once they hit monetization, they will actually get paid per view. Of course, you know, the main reasons why the main reason how cryptocurrency are actually getting paid is through AdSense, of course. And you know, if you guys didn't know that, companies are actually paying paying YouTube to actually put their advertisers onto these videos for real people to view. Of course, when their bots are viewing these advertisements, you know, of course, they're not going to buy any products or go over to the company's website. So basically, these companies are basically paying for no reason. And this is what Verasity are here to do. They're basically trying to solve this problem. So as you can see here, Verasity is an open ledger ecosystem bringing trust and transparency to the digital advertising and payment space. So of course, they've got Vera wallet, which is nice to see. So where basically a wallet where you can store all your Verasity tokens. And the main feature here is their unique trademark thing is Vera Views. So Vera Views is an open ledger advertising ecosystem built around the Veracity's patented proof of view fraud identification technology. So they have got their own patented proof of view, or POV, fraud identification technology to basically put an end to this digital advertising fraud. You can see that they've already been talked about on all these popular companies, so Forbes, Business Insider, Cointelegraph. And if you want to head over to the website here, you can actually look at their roadmap here, and you can see that they've basically been ticking off loads of different features and continuing developing, you know, throughout the years. Even when their cryptocurrency hasn't been doing well, they've just been constantly, you know, still developing their crypto, and it's really, really great to see. If we do go ahead and look at their Twitter page here, you can see they've got over 300,000 followers. So again, a super strong Twitter presence, and again, keeping super active throughout the whole space that they've been around. And like I said, they've been around for a long time now. They've been around since, you know, 2019, maybe even before 2019, because this is just when the coin actually got released. And you know, I just believe that this is the number one pick, and I'm super bullish on Verasity. Of course, I'm super bullish on many coins in this video, but I just believe that Verasity just has, you know, it ticks so many boxes. It has a great potential to blow up. I mean, if we look at the all-time high, like I said, if it just hits the same as the all-time high in the next bull run, you know, you'll be in for a great amount of gains there. So apart from that, guys, I'd like to thank you very much for watching the video. Of course, if you're new around here, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you do hit that like button as well. And I'll see you guys in the very next video. Peace.